Welcome to Let's Talk on Houston, the City Beat, and happy St. Patrick's Day, everyone. Hey, Mike, we're doing something really special today. It's Show and Tell Tuesday, and you are the special guest for Show and Tell Tuesday.
I'm the lucky one. I'm the first one, right?
Yeah, and you are in full green on mode. The only thing that you're really missing is you should have just painted your face green.
Well, I told you that I was going to, right? And so today is St. Patrick's Day, and there's a little feedback there because we're monitoring. Both producers are right here on the show, so I'm monitoring the show going out over the feed. Yes, this is a green jersey, green Astros jersey. This jersey is actually 10 years old. This is not part of the show and tell. It's not part of the regalia for the show and tell. This is just bonus because it's St. Patrick's Day, right?
Well, yeah, it should be. It should be the part of the show and tell.
Well, we can make it part of the show and tell. It is in here. 1 second here, because again, monitoring the production of the show as we're doing the show. But this is a special spring training jersey. Oh, wait a minute. This one. Right? There you go. You got a shamrock right there. I don't know why it wasn't a 4-leaf clover, because 4-leaf clovers are actually the lucky ones, right?
I was going to ask you that. Yeah. Why they didn't do a 4-leaf clover?
I am not sure. And you know what? I was part of the process to wear green jerseys in spring training for the Astros that year. I think that was the first year that the team wore spring training jerseys. It was actually. That was the first time since 1982 that the Astros had won green jerseys in spring training. And they had worn some green hats before, like in the early 90s and everything. But yeah, this was part of the deal here. See that right there, the word mark, and then the hat and all that. So I'm wearing it today. I'm in the spirit. And of course, you have your green eyes and you don't have to worry about wearing green, right?
Yeah, no one dare pinch me.
Well, I hope not.
Yeah.
So
what do you have for us?
Well, let's have, so you know, this concept, your show here, Let's Talk, is a very interesting show because we have people who are experts in their field who come on. Last night we had Christina Hayes from Neptune Mold Solutions, and we released parts of that. And you guys had a great conversation about how mold affects marriages and people, and how women tend to be affected by mold a little bit more than men are, right? And that was very interesting to hear.
You know what's funny? Today she sent me this a screenshot about how sometimes mold makes people angry.
Wow. Well, are you? Well, have you checked the mold levels around you? Just kidding.
Yeah, I think maybe I ingested some mold earlier.
Yeah. So that mold could be in your life. Have you looked behind that lamp right behind you?
No, there's no mold here, but thank you for checking. I appreciate it.
No mold. You're not going to need Christina's help, but
tell me, can we jump into this show and tell, or what?
Of course we can. So we've already done one part of it. Here's the green jersey. Here's the green hat. Here's my I keep the shamrock, the clover, and why it wasn't a 4-leaf clover, right?
Why?
So some of the stuff that I have tonight is Astros related, because as you can see in this studio here that I have, it has a lot of Astros stuff in it. But I do have some things to show and tell, and let's get right to it. So one of the things, I have this book, and it's kind of like, let me show it to you here. Okay. This is if you look at it, it says Harris County Dome Stadium on it. And this is,
very old book.
These are construction documents in this. Look how thick this book is. It's like an old telephone book. Look at this. And inside of it, you have everything on how the Houston Astrodome is built. Everything. The type of steel, the concrete, all the engineering things. It is in this book right here. I acquired this book a long time ago, and I actually read it. Look at it again. Look at this
You
kind of the
actually
construction documents here.
read that book.
I read this book, and look at that. I mean, it's a very technical type of book, right? And it has
what kind of paper is that?
What's that?
What kind of paper is that? It sounds very heavy.
It is. I mean, this copy was made, I think, in 1960 or 61, when they had the first set of construction documents or blueprints drawn up for the Astrodome. And so this type of thing, this book here, the paper that they use, there is some blueprint. In fact, there's the sidewall of the Astrodome right there, and some of the measurements of it, and I literally it goes through all these different sections, from how the roof is put together, how the ramps, the seating arrangements, just all the engineering and construction things, everything you wanted to know about the Astrodome right here, and why it is still a superior building to the NRG Stadium that is sitting right next to it. It is right here. This is what I like to call a Bible of the Houston Astrodome right here. And like I said, I do read it. It was put together by Lloyd and Morgan and Wilson, Morris and Crane and Anderson, who were the architectural teams that put the designed the Astrodome. Also with Prager, Kavanaugh, and Waterbury, who were the engineers and architect consultants. And of course, with Walter P. Moore, who was the engineering firm that put the dome together, I.A. Naiman and Associates, who designed the air conditioning system.
Wow.
And then Dale Cooper and Associates,
Pretty expensive there.
J.G. Turney, Lockwood, Andrews, and Newman. Those are all of the firms that helped put this book together. And I love it. And I know that it's nerdy, but you know, that's something that I do read. And if you check my Instagram, sometimes in fact, look, I just opened it up randomly
please,
a section.
It's okay.
And it says right here, I'm going to read a little passage just to give you an idea.
You know what? I think that maybe that's really not necessary. We're running out of time, you know? We've got so many things to show and tell that maybe you should leave that for another day.
Should I move on to the next thing?
Definitely.
You know what? Maybe you're right. You know what? You're right. I think you're right. So
let's
move on to the next thing.
And we're both trying to talk over each other. We kind of sound like the Oprah Winfrey Show. But I really, really love this love of this book that you have. But yes, let's move on.
So back in 2015, I was contacted by the Harris County Judge's Office at Emmett, and there was a discussion about the time capsule that was put into the Astrodome back in March of 1963, and they didn't know where it was, but I had mentioned that, you know what, I can tell, I'm very certain where this time capsule is based on the historical photographs that are of the Astrodome. So long story short, because we know it's a long story, right?
It's a very long story.
Long story short, I did help them direct to the location of the time capsule that sits in the Astrodome. I will say that it's in the home plate area. It is not under home plate. It is under the superstructure, under the foundation. And this right here, and I'll hold this up, this is actually pieces of the foundation that came out from underneath the Astrodome. It was very extensive. They wanted to test to see, there's an underground stream that goes underneath the dome, and they wanted to see if the dirt was muddy, if it was damaged, if it was wet underneath where the time capsule was. It's underneath a structural footing. I don't know why they decided to put it under a structural footing and cover it with concrete, but the county approved digging a hole next to that structural footing about 6 feet down. It was about 2 feet wide, a hole, and these rocks came out of the foundation. So this is the foundation of the Astrodome, and really nobody has any of this right there. And you can see some of the sand that was compacted into the foundation there. So that's something that's pretty rare. We know where the time capsule is, but they did not get it because they have to damage the structural footing of the Astrodome, and the Astrodome is over engineered and it's very structurally sound. And they will look at that in the future because then you have to put into the budget to repair the structural footing once you retrieve the time capsule. It's not like the time capsule was put into a drawer. Yes, Lisbet, you can
I
speak.
have a question. Sorry to interrupt. Usually time capsules are placed in places where people can get to it. Is that, like, am I imagining things?
No, you're right. Like, you've seen like at a school before where they put a time capsule like into a wall and it's like, it has like a, there's a little covering, and it's like, we're not going to open this up until 50 or 75 years. No, they did not do that. They actually put the time, it was a canister about 2 feet wide, about this wide. It was a metal canister. It had mementos from all these different countries from the Houston Consular Corps. So you had newspapers and artifacts, things that represented a lot of different countries around the world because Houston is such an international city. And they put that in there along with mementos of some of the greatest structures of the world. And they put it into this underneath this frame, this wood frame, and they poured concrete over it. And then the structural footing was built on top of that. So I'm not really sure if they designed it to where they thought, oh, somebody's going to dig this up 50 years or 60, 75 years from now. They obviously weren't thinking about that, but that's where it is. It's behind the west end of the Astrodome, a little off to the right of where home plate was, way far to the back. And I can take you to the exact location. In fact, you've been to the exact location. Yes, Elizabeth, it's your turn to speak.
In the back of the room. Are there still any people alive today that were part of putting that capsule where it is? Fast.
Yes. Well, Deanie Hoffines is the daughter of Roy Hoffines, who was one of the masterminds behind the design of the Astrodome, and she is still around. She's still there.
Do you think you could ask? Do you think you could find out why the time capsule was put into a place that cannot be easy? That can't be. You can't just go and pull it out, right? There's actual structural damage that will be caused if you pull it out. So it looks to me, from the outside looking in, that it was placed there on purpose, so it would never be touched. Much like the tomb treasures in ancient Egypt.
Well, there's been treasure hunters over there, and they've tried to find it. There are no spirits protecting the Astrodome, although, there were ashes scattered over the Astrodome construction site. Did you know that?
That what?
There were ashes of a former Colt 45, former Astro, before the Astros, they were called the Colt 45s. There were ashes spread over the Astrodome construction site as a memorial.
Oh my God.
Did you know that?
That is terrible.
well, Jim Umbright.
That is like bad juju stuff.
Well, Jim Umbright. Well, he was a very good teammate, and his teammates loved him. And he only played for the Colt 45s for a couple of years, and he was sick, and he died in early April 1964. And or in the spring of '64 is when he succumbed to cancer. And then his family wanted to spread his ashes over the Astrodome, so they did that. They dropped his ashes from an airplane that went over the Astrodome site, and that became the final resting place for him. Now, in 1964, though, the Astrodome was well under construction. So if they did that from a plane, it really didn't go inside the Astrodome. Most likely, unfortunately, the ashes would have been swept away in the wind or rain or something like that.
People walking by.
Yeah.
Wow.
So moving on, I have another little show and tell thing, and this one is pretty cool. So this one also deals with the Astros, but this one also deals with
Mike.
Space exploration. See that?
I should have specified this is not an Astros show and tell, but I did it.
Well, you know what? This was the easiest thing for me. I do have one thing that is not Astros related. This right here. This is
you have here. I mean, you're over the limit.
What?
You're over the show and tell limit.
Well, you know what? I paid enough, right? I put a deposit down.
This is part of your fee, damn it. Okay.
Well, if you look at this hat, that you see the Apollo 11 logo, and there's the Astros logo. Back in 2019, it was the 50th anniversary of the moon landing, the first moon landing, and the Astros wore those hats. Let me show it again. The Astros wore these hats on the field, and that is Rick Armstrong, the son of Neil Armstrong, who was the first man to walk on the moon. Rick Armstrong autographed this hat, and he was there on hand to throw out the first pitch on the anniversary of the very first moon landing at the Astros game. And he was a very gracious guy, really cool guy, and he signed that hat for me, and I keep it, and I love it because I'm a space exploration guy. Now, here,
show and tell.
Here is the Lassie. Do you hear that? You hear that?
What is that? What are those, coins?
Yeah, not coins. See that right there? Okay. Now you might, I know you remember because we covered it on Houston City back in 2024.
Yes.
Yeah. What is this? You know what it is?
Yes. I'm not going to say what it is. I don't want to ruin it.
Well, this is, those are pieces of downtown Houston skyscrapers. These are windows that were shattered in the retro storm that came through in May of 2024, and I mean, it caused a huge mess downtown, and it took over the course of a year to order new windows for all these skyscrapers. 100-mile-per-hour winds came through the downtown area, and I want to show you now. I went down there and I did a story for us for Houston City Beat, and you can see, well, you kind of see that right there. And today is St. Patrick's Day. Let me see if I got a bigger piece here.
So Mike had this plan that he was going to take all these pieces.
Here it is.
Make a glass mosaic out of it in the shape of an Astros baseball.
That's right. That's right. So some of these pieces are from the windows of these skyscrapers, and I found it symbolic. So this right here, this is a piece of the Wells Fargo building, which is it's green glass, and it's and I'm showing this one in particular. I got a whole, you can see there's a whole bag of glass pieces that I picked up off of the streets when they had them closed down as they were picking up the debris and doing some reconstruction. But you know, I looked at this as not just pieces of a skyscraper, but also, like, look at how small this is right here. This was part of a window that made up this 71-story building. It's the second tallest building in Houston, and I'm not sure what floor, but it doesn't matter. And it goes to show you that all of this effort, all of these little pieces get put together to create this building that is over 900 stories. Not 900 stories. 900.
That's really tall.
Yeah, that's a really tall building. No, 900 feet, over 900 feet tall. And it is the second tallest building in Houston. But it just goes to show you, and I know that some people won't get it and everything, but I find you know, how you build great things fascinating, and I love architecture. I love the downtown skyline, and so this is a piece of the Wells Fargo building that was constructed in 1982, I believe. Somebody's going to correct me out there, but I'm pretty certain it was 1982, and or maybe it was 83. But anyway, it just goes to show you that, you know, the piece of the puzzle when you're building something great. Here it is right here, and this had just as much importance as the steel and the rest of the glass that went into that building, and it's now since been replaced. All the windows on the Wells Fargo building have been replaced since the derecho in 2024. So that's what I got.
Well, I have another question, something that I have been wondering about that I never really got an answer to. Who named the derecho storm? Because what it means is it's the right storm, and there was nothing right about that storm at all.
Well,
it was not right or left. It was just wrong. It should have been called the Equivocado storm is what it should have been called, because it caused all kinds of damage. But that's a story for another day, isn't it?
Well, a derecho is really a generic term that is like calling a storm a hurricane. A derecho can actually have a name, and I believe there was a name for that storm that came through. So derecho is like an actual noun,
Really?
for a type of storm. Yeah.
Is this a new thing? Because I don't ever remember while in school, and maybe it's because I'm not a weather expert such as yourself. I don't ever recall learning about storms called derechos, because I would have remembered.
Well,
So
yeah, and as you recall, back then I had asked you, and I
age of
said,
the
"Hey,
dinosaurs.
huh?
Back when I was in school, we actually studied material that was carved into rocks. So it was, maybe that technology was just not out yet.
You had hieroglyphics in
Yeah.
school."
Yes.
Wow.
That's what it
I don't
is.
know. We used floppy disk when
Yeah.
I was in school. Wow, you're really
Yeah.
old.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm just kidding.
All right.
But
Well, thank you
yeah,
for sharing your show and tell moments. Yeah, this show is really only intended for one show and tell piece, but I should have maybe expressed that a little better. My
it
fault.
is, and this is proof of what not to do on show and tell, because you're also going to tell the viewers how this works moving forward. Oh,
Yes.
wait a minute, hold on,
Can
Lisbet,
you
you're
hear
there.
me? Can you
I
hear
can
me?
hear you. You're
Good,
not
because
there.
I'm going to put on my show and tell item.
You have a show and tell thing.
I
Okay.
show and tell thing. I just need to make sure it works. Hold on.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. You were gone,
Okay.
kind of like the Wizard of Oz. She's gone back behind the curtain. This is like a David
I am
Copperfield
back
thing.
behind the
It's kind
curtains.
of like, do not pay attention to the man behind the curtain or the woman behind the curtain here.
Okay, ready?
Okay. Wow.
Look.
Look at that.
Well,
Wow. You're like a train coming out of the night.
I'm like a train, like a freight train.
Wow. Look at that. All you need is a big train horn. Look at that.
The only thing I can't figure out is why this thing is on the side and not like forward, because
Well, maybe you, well, it's so that way you can look over your shoulder if something's trying to attack you, right?
maybe. So you got this little light. So we picked this up at Vevor, the store that just opened up here in Houston. I have two of them. Look at this. I don't know
You
why.
have two of them?
Yeah, I have two of them. They came in this box. Look, they came in this box.
Oh, there's two of them in there. I got one of those too. I didn't realize there were two of them in there.
Yeah. So I don't really know what the side light is used for, or if you're supposed to wear two of them like together. My head is rather big, so
do you think that maybe the light is supposed to be on your side and it points forward, and like maybe
okay,
you slide it over. Try it. There you go. Wow, look at that.
Oh wow.
I think that's probably how you're supposed to wear it.
Making more sense. This is live too. It's so embarrassing.
It is. Well,
that's why I don't like doing live.
Okay.
Oh, look at that.
There you go. Look, wow, look at that. So you have a multitude. You're like a walking laser show. This is like a Pink Floyd concert, right?
Well, now that I know how to use it properly, it goes to the front. For some reason, I thought this battery thing went to the front. That's why I was all confused. But yes.
Look at you. Wow. You're like a shining star. And even you're like a supernova. Look at that. Wow. Well, look at that. It's coming out of the. So this is what the Vevor Home Improvement store gave to us last week.
Yeah.
When we went and did the DIY T-shirt thing. I didn't realize there were two of them. I saw that there was one. Maybe you got two, and maybe I only got one.
Well, maybe they love me twice as much.
Well, maybe that's true.
Maybe that's why. So it has all these other little accessories, of which I probably won't be able to figure out, but that's okay, because I will probably not need to know
what is that.
I don't know. These are like little hooks. Maybe you can also hook this up onto different. Apparently, there's 5 light modes on here. Emotion sensor. I don't know how the motion sensor is triggered.
Yeah. Well, you probably have to be moving for the motion.
Is
You're
it me
just
that was
it doesn't work
moving
while
or
you're sitting
someone
there.
in front of me moving? Maybe I could just stand still and let someone pass by and like surprise them.
Maybe.
Surprise.
Ha ha.
Ha!
Gotcha.
See you. I see you ladies at the rodeo wearing no clothes.
Wow. Yeah, that would be a way to put a bigger spotlight on them. Well, they can't do that anymore.
Well, yeah, yeah. You know what this would be really good for? When you go to the rodeo, if you want to play the role of dress code enforcer, what you could do is you could shine a light on women that are not wearing much clothing.
You know, I think that if it was a man doing that, they probably couldn't get away with that. Maybe a woman doing it or something, or maybe a police officer or some first responder. But
Stop in the
a
name
average
of
guy walking around with a
well-dressed
light like that,
women.
probably not.
Stop in the. I'm trying to get this other little light to turn on, but
Maybe it only works one at a time.
maybe, or maybe it's quit on me. No.
Well, this is fascinating. This is a fascinating show and tell. It almost looks like you have a some sort of headset on because of the light refraction. It looks like you're in a space odyssey, like you're in a David Bowie
Hold on.
video or something. Look at your chin. There's like a the shine, the refraction. Here it is right there. You're wearing like a spacesuit.
Beat me up. Yeah.
Lisbet, I can hear you now. Are you ready for your spacewalk?
What am I supposed to say? Charlie.
No, Roger.
Roger.
Not Charlie.
Mark.
You say Roger.
Whoa.
Whoa.
What is that? This
Wow,
is crazy.
it's psychedelic now.
Can we put on some music or something, you know?
We do
take
have the
this
ability to
somewhere.
put some music on here. I'm not going to do it though right
this
now.
is crazy. People are going to start getting like epilepsy and so like they're going to have
Yeah, no, we didn't put up we did not put up any type of notice before this show went on.
off.
You know what you get? There you go. I was about to say you could just take it off your head too.
Well, yeah, but it would still be going off. So it has 5 settings. So maybe that. Oh, there we go. See, so as I'm walking through the rodeo, if I see a lady not wearing very much clothing, I could point the spotlight at her and say, "Police, police."
And then we're going to say, "Hey, look, there's Karen. She used to be named Lisbet."
Don't call me Karen. No, this is great. I love this thing. I'm gonna have to.
I like it, and it looks striking too. Like when you're wearing it, it almost looks like you're going to be in a Richard Simmons video or something. You're going to go do some sort of workout, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe you can wear it to the Met Athletic Club when you go work out during the day.
I can. I'm trying to figure out how to do that thing again.
The strobe light. I'm sure somebody passed out already from watching the strobe light in the camera so far.
You know, it'd be cool if it was like changing color.
You know, that'd be really cool. But you know what? If somebody is working on a project, I'm just thinking somebody's working on a DIY project at home and this thing is turning from blue to green to yellow to red, you're going to have somebody pretty upset pretty quick.
Yeah, that's true. Well, good uses for this is if you're doing some gardening in the dark.
Gardening at night?
Yeah, like you're burying something.
Yeah, like if you're burying something, you bring your hoe out into the garden at night and you have your headband light on.
Safety first. or you know, more practical reasons. You're walking your dog in the morning or at night, you know, in the early morning. You can just shine a light so you don't end up, you know, falling into a hole or something.
Yeah, or like at Halloween, you can wear it as a parent when you're out trick-or-treating with the kids if you have young kids.
Yeah. Oh, I hate trick-or-treating. Yeah. So this is my show and tell.
Well, it's fascinating. You brought a light show. Who would have thought you would have brought the light show to the show and tell show?
It's great. I'm gonna have to do this on every show and tell. I'm gonna have to bring something cool and interesting.
You do. So So this part of Let's Talk, this is a unique edition. Whoa!
There we go. That's right.
This show and tell version of look at you need like some DJ equipment. Look at that.
I would do the sound, but I don't want to make a fool out of myself.
No, go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do it. I'll make the sound.
Oh, okay.
You ready? See, I took it.
That? Was that like you walking around with Crocs? Rain?
Crocs. You're not going to find me wearing Crocs. You know that.
I don't know. That's the sound that Crocs make. So you could totally wear this while wearing Crocs in the rain, and you're out there walking your dog, and your Crocs would be making that sound.
That is that's fascinating. That's fascinating. Wow, look at this. How many people have passed out by looking at this this highlight here? Look at this.
Probably a lot. Let's go.
You're literally like Studio 54 right here.
I'm just missing the music. I just need some music.
You need some Donna Summer or something like that.
Brian Celeste could put on some music for us in the back. This is great.
Brian Celeste could put a special tune together for this headband.
Ooh, it's getting hot in here.
Is it?
It's great.
You know, you kind of look like Batman too. You know, the painting that you have behind you, you know, like it looks almost like a bat ear coming up right there. Like when it lines up like that. You see that?
Yeah, yeah.
You kind of look like you have Batman ears.
How do I turn this off? Okay.
I don't know. So Lisbet, tell us like how for show and tell these special the special edition versions of Let's Talk. Are you okay? Okay?
Yes, I'm
fine.
fine.
You're all right. So here your hair is kind of ruffled
okay
on the other side.
It's fine. It's good.
Right. It's very striking.
I've already made a fool of myself. It doesn't matter at this point.
So if somebody wants to be on this show and tell version of Let's Talk, you know, this, you know, it's not going to be as drawn out as, you know, bringing out 4 items like I did. I'm pretty much showing what not to do on show and tell.
Thanks
but
a lot.
Tell, like, how does this work if somebody wants to be on show and tell? How do you do it?
Super simple. They can reach out to me, Lisbet Newton. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on LinkedIn. You can find me on Instagram. I think all of my pictures are the same, so you'll be able to find me pretty easily. Or you can send me an email, Lisbet, Lisbet at HoustonCityBeat.com. Or you can text me 832-778-6987. Those are all the ways you have of reaching out to me. Let's see, what am I missing? You could go to the Houston City Beat website and there's a form there. But the other ways I gave you are a lot easier if you want to do that. But we always love website visits. So go to HoustonCityBeat.com anyway. And go to YouTube and make sure you subscribe to Houston City Beat on YouTube.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I love it. So we're looking forward to having somebody on. Of course, they have to be vetted, right? We don't want something crazy being brought on like, let me show you what the GIMP wears at night.
Yeah. A family-friendly environment is very important.
Yeah, we this is a family. Look at this. Wow. It's just literally like a concert here with this here. So cool. So if somebody wants to be on show and tell, then they just need to your email is right there. And of course you're everywhere and you gave out your phone number and there you go. Look at that. Wow. Yeah. It's like the fortress of solitude over there with you.
These lights are really great for camera purposes, you know? I mean, look how great this is.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, I like it. Look at that. Do the underlighting right there. It's always good when you put a light under your... It's like Lisbet, the ghoul. Ooh.
Just a ghoul hour. Yeah. So that is how you get on the show. And one of the rules is there's no crazy like self-business promotion going on.
Yeah, it's a fun thing. I mean, we can say, hey, this is what they do and blah blah blah, but this is something fun. So if you have something interesting that you want to share, with everybody that you want to kind of show and tell, just like, we all remember back in school, most of us in school, we had show and tell days where we bring something interesting to the classroom and the teacher gives an opportunity for everybody to go up there and talk. Oh, wow, you're that, you know what, hold off.
Gotta lay off that night juice.
Yeah. Do you have any St. Patrick's Day juice today, Lisbet?
No, but I heard that you did, Mike. How many beers are you on now?
I had 2 Guinnesses today.
2 Guinness?
Because earlier, cooked some fajitas on St. Patrick's Day. Had a couple of Guinnesses.
That's so true.
And worked on Houston City Beat, just like always.
Did you know, Mike, that St. Patrick was actually Italian?
He was, right? Mm-hmm. So he made green pizzas?
No, he did not make green pizzas.
I almost made green pasta today. That was one of the things I was considering.
With what? Tell me you were going to use spinach. You're going to make pasta.
No, I was going to put some kind of food dye in the pasta.
No. Please do not tell me you're going to use food coloring.
I was, but I decided, you know what? It's a nice day. I'm just going to grill fajitas.
Today I don't want to get cancer. I'm not going to use this food coloring. Wow.
That's right.
Choice. That's terrible. Absolutely terrible. Maybe we can find a nutritionist that could come on. Let's talk. Give us some nutritional tips, things not to do.
Maybe so.
Maybe. Well, happy St. Patrick's Day, everyone. I hope someone enjoyed this show and tell if you made it through this whole 36 minutes of pointless rambling that we just had. But we had a lot of fun and we had some laughs too. And I hope you enjoyed Mike's show and tell of everything Astros and Astrodome. And I'm sure Mike has a lot more show and tell related to the Astrodome, right, Mike?
I have a little bit, yeah.
Just a little bit. So thank you so much for watching. And we look forward to seeing you next Tuesday for Show and Tell Tuesday.